Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton joins me now with more. All right, good evening, Tom. I got to tell you, you listen to that sound. All last week amounted to a hill of nothing, and not even a hill of beans, a hill of nothing. Yovanovitch was brought there so that people would say, oh, she's such a nice lady, and the president let her go. I mean, get over it, grow up. She's a nice lady. Everybody gets to pick their own ambassador, but not President Trump. Not President Trump. All right? And then these two bozos, I mean, they don't even know why they're there. They haven't figured anything out. And, you know, I'm not going to play the sound that we heard all week, but they don't know anything about anything. Let's you and I talk about where we are in this craziness.
I call it the Gossip Girl impeachment. You have a bunch of bureaucrats complaining about the boss's policies, and that's no basis for impeachment. Elevating water cooler talk to impeachment is absurd. There's no evidence of misconduct by President Trump. And despite the abuse of the hearings, despite them cheating, despite them denying the president his God-given right to confront his accuser, what would we hear this week? More evidence that there were concerns in the Obama State Department about what Joe Biden and his son was up to in Ukraine.
Right.
So keep it coming in some respects. The coup in some ways may be failing because it's developing evidence showing President Trump did nothing wrong while raising additional questions about Joe Biden.
But, you know, Tom, the truth is that we learned this in the Russia collusion delusion.
That's right.
The truth is that the president was exonerated as if he didn't do anything. They tried to frame him, and all of the evidence was against them and Comey and FISA and all that other nonsense. By the way, do you know when this report is coming out?
I don't.
Okay. All right.
Well, you know, and it's no surprise the deep state is slow rolling this to not get in the way of the coup cabal's efforts to remove the president. No doubt. Let me just say quickly about this foreign service that we're all supposed to fall down every time we hear it.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that.
It's invoked. You know, this is the same foreign service that did nothing after Obama and Clinton recklessly put those people in harm's way in Benghazi and then lied about their murders. They've been defending Hillary, covering up her email scandal. They're still protecting her now. The same bureaucracy that's running to Congress to try to remove the president is stonewalling our request for information on Joe Biden. The career foreign service equals deep state.
Well, and the truth is that you know better than just about anyone because you, unlike Congress, are actually getting these documents and these emails by order of the court. And so you obviously know what's going on in terms of the...
Our lawyers have been questioning foreign service officers and career officials at the State Department. And you would think nothing had happened during the Hillary Clinton administration or the State Department in terms of her emails. And look at the ambassador. Defensive, uninterested, full of excuses about Ukraine's corrupt interference in President Trump's election efforts in 2016. The idea that she was neutral, boy, you know, no one's buying that.
Well, obviously, I mean, the reports are that she had a no prosecution list. And by the way, the fact is that when she, and I'm going to talk to Charlie Kirk about this also, that when she was being briefed by Obama administration to be ambassador in Ukraine, she was taught exactly what to say if Hunter Biden's name came up. But I want to talk about John Brennan. He's one of your favorites. Yeah. All right. So the president tweets about Yovanovitch basically saying the reason he let her go, that, you know, she had a bad record. You know, Somalia went to hell in a handbasket, and all this other stuff in Ukraine was the endemic corruption. And then John Brennan, I'm going to put the tweet up right now. He tweets about the president of the United States. Your comments reflect the despicable nature of your character, hate and fear of our foreign service officers, and desperation to protect your corrupt and criminal acts. Your efforts to intimidate will fail. May your downfall be swift, your penalty onerous, and your legacy condemned by all. Who does this man think he is to talk to the president of the United States like that?
You know, he sends out these unhinged tweets, and it tells you what was the basis, what was the motivation, and why it happened, the illegal Spygate targeting that Brennan was involved in pushing and lying about, targeting President Trump. And it goes back to what these folks are really nervous about, and this is why they're pursuing the coup. You had the Justice Department conclude there's evidence They haven't concluded who's responsible criminally, obviously, because there's been no prosecutions yet. But there's evidence of criminal misconduct, criminal activity in the origins of the spying on President Trump. And who was involved in that? Obviously, Brennan, Comey, the leadership of the Obama administration. That's what they're nervous about. So what are they doing? They're trying to pretend President Trump did something wrong to distract from their real-world criminal activities during the last administration into this one.
And I talk about that in my book, absolutely. And you know what? I'll go even higher than Brennan. I'll go right to the White House.
Oh, Obama knew. He was running the show.
Exactly.
Comey testified to that effect.
Yep.
He said, before I met with Trump about the dossier, I was in the Oval Office with
go.
Obama and Biden.
We're going to get cut off. Thanks, Tom.